Hey, what's happening? Let's take a look again at all the options and do a recap on the world's most modular strobe system. No Pulsey Buff nor Alien Bees, of course, is the Pulsey Buff line. This is the ABR800. They are not giving me any sort of equipment or sponsorship or anything like that. I just wanted to go over this. These are my favorite units. Even though I have 3 Einsteins, I now have 2 of the ABR800s. This is using the tripod mount socket on the ABR800. Right now I have an Nikon D750 attached. Right now currently there's a 60mm macro inside. The widest you can really use is a 50mm lens. Otherwise you're going to encounter some vignetting. You could use wider, but you're going to encounter vignetting from the inside tunnel of the unit. Obviously so you can't reach your hand in there, so you could use manual focus lenses and actually some studio photographers that are only using this in a fixed spot and shooting portraiture do actually have some manual focus Zeiss lenses, for example, or even Nikkor. What you have to do is you have to place the camera on the platform. Right now this is actually screwed in via the mount, this modular mount that slides out from the Pulsey Buff ring light, the ABR800. So you can do is you can actually prop your camera on here, manually focus for the set distance that you're at. Obviously that is a little bit of a trouble, so otherwise you're going to have to use autofocus lenses. I added a pistol grip where this tripod mount is currently. This is the actual light stand mount. Now you can actually take this off. It doesn't need to be on there for where it is right now since I have a tripod mount, or if I'm going to have it handheld. So obviously, as you can see, if you're going to be using, let me bring this down a little bit, a Nikon D7100 or something else that doesn't have a sync connector on the front, I'm actually using a Nikon, and they're cheap, made in China, they're about $6. Is a hot shoe to sync connector with a sync cord that actually comes with the ABR800 that actually plugs into the front of the unit. Now the unit can be used as a regular standalone studio strobe. I mean, it's so incredibly modular. Alright, in a second I'm going to show you something that no one else has used before, but actually has, I discovered, has incredible lighting effects, and that is the use of a Moon unit with a translucent umbrella behind me here in a second. But there also is a slave unit on this, so if you're using your pop-up flash in commander mode, you can actually set this off to the side or down as background lighting or however you want. And of course, like right now I have the Mini Vagabond. If you're out in the field, you can blast your camera all day long off the Mini Vagabond unit, not at full power, but even at half power, or of course it depends again what your output's going to be, what sort of watt seconds you're running, but really you can go all day on the Mini Vagabond unit. It's $230. The ABR800 here is $400. It's $399, and incredibly useful. So you have slave unit. Let me actually power this up too and show you something else. Right now I have, there are 3 buttons in the back. You have on, track, and cycle. On, no matter how you actually have your strobe set for output, it is on at full power. Now what happens is if I hit track, let me dump here. The track means it's going to actually track and increase the light output as you raise the power up. Otherwise, take it off track. Now with a battery pack like this using outdoors, you can for a brief period use modeling lamps, but you should not be doing that because it is going to prematurely drain your batteries. You should not be using the modeling lamps with this unit. So let me set this aside a second so you can take a look at this. Now there is an umbrella adapter that comes with this unit. Let me show it to you. Right now I have one in there, but here's another one. It looks like a little vortex funnel. Here it is. You actually slide this into your unit. You take out your diffuser. There's a little unlocking button on the back of the ABR800. Right here is a locking knob. Unlock it. And you unlock this diffuser unit and you actually pop this in. That lets you slide an umbrella in and lock it in right there via that knob. But what Pulsey Buff doesn't show you, and I've seen nobody else actually use this, but what actually has incredible lighting is that if you have a Moon unit, which is an additional accessory, let me actually unscrew this This is a really cheap umbrella, by the way. I've got better umbrellas, so don't make fun of my studio umbrellas. I have much more expensive studio umbrellas than this. Now, right now I have this as silver, but this is reversible. Right now on the back I have gold. This is the 30-inch Moon unit. I think it's $50 or $59, but this screws on the front of your Alien Bees, and then you use a translucent cover for this and a reflector, so this entire unit can be handheld. But what I've found is, especially on gold, you can actually throw beautiful light, or even silver. Right now I have it set on silver. Is that I use these two in combination. I've never seen anybody use these, using the Moon unit in combination with the umbrella reflector. So what happens is it's obviously shining through the translucent reflector, but part of that is being bounced back, since it's a white translucent umbrella, back to the silver backing or the gold backing, depending on how you have it set, and then you're actually throwing out some really beautiful diffuse light, or you can actually throw back some nice gold lighting and simulate the sunset or sunrise shots. So incredible lighting. And I don't know why Alien Bees, i.e. Paul C. Buff, has not mentioned this before. Here's the umbrella reflector attachment in the back. You just unlock it and drop the whole unit out. Now people think that since this is only 2.5 pounds, that this is just like a Nikon speed light, but it's not. You have anywhere between 10 watt seconds up to 340. So if you want to light up the day, even at noontime, I mean, you can really blast some serious power out of the ABR800. So even though I have a lot more complex Einstein units over here up to the side, that will go down to 2.5 watt seconds, and we'll also do 1/13,700th of a second. So you could do, like if you're doing a water splash droplets or whatnot, you can actually freeze the motion of the water. I can actually do that as well. But I don't need any of that most of the time, obviously. But this is incredibly lightweight, very portable, extremely modular, absolutely incredible. Of course, the light that it throws out is phenomenal. And even though it's a ring light, like I said, you can still use it and take the Moon unit off and just use it as an umbrella studio reflector. And out in the field too, as you can see here, while I'm hooked into the wall, right now I have set on the side of my light stand, my Mini Vagabond unit, and of course this is a shoulder strap for, as you see in the prior video, where I'm actually packing this around my shoulder and using this unit. Like I said, don't be intimidated by its size because it's actually very lightweight. I'm going to unhook it now. I had it locked in there before. There we go. And set my tripod over there with my little sling, my shoulder strap attachment using industrial Velcro around the unit. I'm able to power this unit up. I don't actually have it plugged in right now or off the battery power, but it's only 2.5 pounds. It looks huge and obnoxious, and someone said, well, that's the most, conspicuous thing you could possibly pack around, but it's all about the light and the shot that you get. I mean, who cares if this looks like something from a 1950s Hollywood photographer would pack around, in the old flash bulbs you pop out in the trash and pop in another one. I mean, this unit is incredible. Like I said, 10 watt seconds to 340, totally modular, very simple sync connector or wireless slave, so you can use your camera, your D7100, your D750, whatever camera you got, your mirrorless camera, whatever it is you want, and use this by itself, off to the side, the bottom, wherever you want, for illumination, or with an umbrella reflector with the included attachment. You are going to have to use autofocus lenses unless you want to use it in the studio setting, where you're actually setting your camera on the back of the platform here. And as you can see over here, I actually have the pistol grip on this one. In the addition of a pistol grip, I actually have a much better grip hold than I do with this unit. This actually gets to be a little bit tiresome after about, I don't know, 4 hours of holding. I did a bunch of macro photography last week with this, and this got old, and so I added the pistol grip, but that's also what I added the shoulder strap for, so I could actually do things, you know, grab gear, whatever, and then grab back a hold of the unit. Because setting this down in the dirt when you're out, if you're out on the beach or something, like, where the hell am I going to set this? You know, holding it by hand and grabbing gear and then dropping this is obviously a big no-no. So the addition to this makes this incredibly handy. So now this is the best piece of photographic equipment that I've actually ever owned, and God knows I've owned a lot, and incredibly impressed with it, which is why I purchased another one. Why I got another one, there's certainly no real call for it. Well, I can't actually think of a couple reasons why I got a second one. But anyway, $400, it's actually unbeatable. And if you want a serious ring light, this is a serious ring light. You got 2 half-moon xenon strobes. The next quote-unquote serious ring light is nowhere near as modular as this. It's basically a studio-only unit, and it's $2,500. So $400, this is 100 times more modular, a lot more lightweight. It's not just for studio use. You can pack this anywhere, even though it's huge, 2.5 pounds. No big deal. You know, I mean, I'm a total wuss. I've got no muscles left at all. I mean, I used to be in great shape, but that isn't the case anymore. But I mean, I can still pack this around all day long. No big deal. Awesome. This would be the best $400 you ever spend. Like I said, if you're saving up for another lens, you can get one of these units in the United States. Or, you know, I can help you get the unit to you if you need, you know, out of country. I mean, I could ship it to you if you necessarily want to go that route, since Policy Buff doesn't ship that. Well, they do to some countries, so I'm not too certain about that. Some people said they couldn't get it. I mean, I could help you out with that if you want, but no, I'm not making any profit here. I'm just trying to be helpful, actually. But if you're considering purchasing a lens, I mean, it's all about the light. I mean, if you got the best glass and the best camera in the world, but you got crappy light, and you know, if you got the best backdrops and lenses and camera, I mean, it's all about the light. You're going to have to start tossing at least a little bit of money, into your lighting systems. And if you don't want to toss that much, you don't have that much. I mean, there's very few things where I actually can say that you've got awesome on the cheap. You know, I really can't stand it when people say you get what you pay for. You know, generally that's kind of true, but it's not always true. With this unit at $400, you're getting a damn lot more, more than what you're shelling out $400 for. A lot more. The light that the 4 or 5 people, I think it's maybe 6, that actually bought this unit from a recommendation. I mean, they're just happier than a pig in crap. They're just happier than a. They're just. I won't give any crude analogies. You get where I'm going with this, right? It's worth every bit of $400 and then some. And with the addition of a $230 Mini Vagabond battery pack, once again, if the battery dies, you have to spend $90 to replace the battery, not the entire $230. But so for the price of a decent lens, $400 plus $230, let's say $650, $400 plus $250. For $650, the price of a halfway decent lens, or half the price of a single Zeiss lens, you're going to have something that'll rock the crap out of your photographs. I mean, you will own the light, you will own the night, and you will even own the daylight with this unit. It will transform your photos. And if you're doing commercial work, or if you're doing weddings or portraiture, this thing will pay for itself in one good gig. And it is a lot of fun. It really is. And it's so very easy. It's not complicated at all. Not complicated at all. Obviously, you can't use TTL mode. This is manual mode and aperture priority, so you're not going to be able to use this in puss mode, or you're not going to be able to TTL. But you also don't need a light meter. I mean, a couple experimental shots at whatever it is you're doing, you dial it in, boom, you're set. Okay? So, anyway, that's the ABR800. I just wanted to show it to you again and show you all the modular options for it. And thank you for watching. Okay?